fun.
Yeah. Piece of the family, piece of the family. Piece of the family. I'm gonna let y'all come up in this room and whatnot. Oh, hold on, here we go. Camera's right here. Give y'all some time. Let y'all come up in the room. I gotta fix this camera right. How's everybody doing on this Monday that don't feel like a Monday? I didn't even realize that it was Melanin Mondays because low-key it felt like a Sunday. But here we are and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is good. Let me fix this. Turn this a little. Yeah, man. So yeah, hope everybody had a great day. You know, before I even start the show, I gotta ask this question. Hopefully we got some brewhas in the building, or somebody that's tapped into the spiritual shit. But what does it mean if you hit a reindeer the day before Christmas? Now, you know we don't fuck with the Christmas shit. You know? That's not what we do. But I still want to know, what is the spiritual significance of hitting a reindeer the day before the big day? Because that's what happened last night. That's what happened last night. We hit a damn reindeer. Well, really the reindeer hit us. It jumped out of nowhere and completely totaled the Jeep I was in. I wasn't even, I was writing rhymes, minding my black own. I was headed to Lizzie Jeff, her function, and the damn deer hopped out and hit it ain't like we ran in the woods and hit the deer. The damn deer jumped out the woods and hit the truck. I'm in a truck, mind you, not a car. I'm in a truck, and that shit felt like a fucking, it felt like, the impact, I felt that in my system. Let's just say that. Then I look up, and the thing is it's like, it's skidding down the highway. Then it hopped up and it ran back in the woods. It didn't die right there. Because I literally was looking away because I was like, I don't want to see nothing die right now. I don't care if it's a beast. I don't want to see nothing breathe this last breath. So I looked away, but then I did glimpse that it hopped his ass up and ran in the woods. So, you know, I'm just sending a shout out to that deer and whatnot. I hope everything is okay. Everything was I'm good. We was all right. We didn't skid out or anything. The Jeep got totaled though. The Jeep got, the front of that shit looked like we wrapped it around the front of that shit like it got hit with a Scud missile. You know? But, you know, insurance and all of that fly shit, you know what I mean? You know, it is, you know what I mean? Things happen. Like I said, does anybody know what that means, though? Like, is there any significance? I Googled it, and I didn't see anything in particular that was really pointing to something that resonated with me. So, for my spiritualists out there, if you could cook something up, you just let me know. You know, you just let me know. And that never happened, by the way. I've been out here since 1997. I've been coming to Atlanta. This is the first time something like that happened. I see deer on the side of the road every other day. I don't look at them. I don't look at car crashes. I don't bottleneck. I don't look at no crash. When the police is pulling somebody over, I don't look at none of that. And I don't look at dead animals. I don't look at roadkill. You said an attack towards me would stop? You feel me? I know it shifted everything that I was doing last night. I know that much. That bitch stopped niggas in their tracks, right? I'll tell you that much. I mean, I don't know. But it was an intervention, if anything, because it came out of nowhere. And the front of the Jeep was leaking, so it was impossible to even go. You know what I mean? It's like, nigga, I'm not that thirsty. I'm not about to. So, salute to that deer. I didn't watch that Netflix movie. I went to sleep watching it, honestly. And I've been told that it has some motifs dealing with deers and whatnot. Leave the world behind. Everybody's doing the decoding, and I ain't even watch. I don't even know. I don't have the time. I gotta find the time and the moment to commit to that. Blue said, yeah, it ran interference for whatever you was walking into. There it goes. Ashe. I mean, there's nothing more to say. We could move on. Pope Pablo said what he said. That was all I needed to hear. I would say I'm grateful for divine intervention. I'm thankful for the fact that the spirits are still working through the elements and also the animal kingdom. I do want to ask the question, is it just me, or was this year's Christmas more like a Grinchmas? You know what I mean? Like, this wasn't giving the spirit of the Christmas that I grew up on. And I'm actually feeling like there's means to celebrate, because although some of us are parents and we know what this means to children and whatnot, you know, I would say fuck that. You know what I'm saying? We can't have it both ways. We have to pick a side and stay on it. This shit is falling. This shit is officially done dada. It's a done dada. Even the babies was like giving toys back. Like, you know what, Pa? I'm good. It's a war in the Gaza. It's Gaza versus Gully. Like, I'm good, fam. You know what I mean? Even the star seeds don't even stress this day. It's falling. Thanksgiving fell. Easter fell. Columbus fell. Christmas fell. It's safe to say, albeit everything that's taking place in people's lives and the way that they may see it as the glass half empty or the glass half full, we need to toast to the code breakers. We need to toast to the decoders. We need to toast to the architects, those who help to deprogram a large enough populace of the people to whereas, you know, the new generation is born conscious. You know? They're what's considered born awakened. You don't think that you're gonna wake a COVID baby up. Or don't even think that you're going to wake one of these star seeds up. You just have to remind them of who they are and who they're not. And they just automatically come online. You know what I'm talking about? Put them in the sun. Put them in the dirt. You know what I mean? Let them ground and whatnot. Put them in a negative ionosphere environment and just remind them of who they are. And they will come right online. They don't have that much. They don't have a decalcified pineal pine cone. They don't have the same thing that the generations that come before them had suffered from. You know what I mean? They are benefiting from the work that was done before they even were born. They're benefiting from the heavy lifting that master teachers, master students, and master organizations have put together, master platforms. Like they benefiting on all of that. They don't have to necessarily do the things that was done prior to that. So they have a head start, okay? They are in a very precarious position right now. I feel like they should be taking full advantage for the parents that are out here who have children that you recognize have these gifts and these talents. These are like, you know, the equivalent to like X-Men. We should have the conversation about some type of school, but not the traditional school, more like the school that Professor X had, an estate, you know what I'm saying? An estate, a compound, somewhere that's like fortified, this out of the way, and this immaculate, you know what I mean? Probably one of the Moors' inheritance, somebody indigenous, I'm sure somebody has some beautiful land with some beautiful architecture, beautiful buildings on it. And we need to really just build something for these star seeds. And then to add on to that, this is my affirmations, as a matter of fact, on this day, this unholy day, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, celestial, this day has significance. So we're going to affirm what we are going to manifest as we wind down into the new fiscal year of 2024. The official countdown actually begins now once this quote-unquote holiday or this Christmas thing expires. Everything from this point is the reflection and the rewinding of the tape of 2023. And I believe that we need to take a deep introspection of this magical, mythical year that we all endured. Okay, we all went through the endurance of this mystical, magical year. I am very grateful. I have gratitude. I'm thankful for every lesson that was learned, every experience that was had. Whatever experience wasn't meant to be. I don't care about it. I'm not stressing it. I'm not even fathoming it. It has nothing to do with my current day paradigm. This right now is about the countdown. And what I'm affirming is, while we build these, we don't have to build. Let me take that out the equation, because, collectively that certain things begin, and collectively language. This is people respond to language. So collectively, when people hear build, because they're working a 9 to 5, because they have so much on their plate, because they're dealing with so many things and juggling, and they may have 1 or 2 income streams. When they hear the word build, they're like, I don't have it to give to build anything. And they turn right off. They like, see you next lifetime. This nigga's talking about building. I'm out. You know what I mean? That's too much for me. He's asking too much. So even before build, because you don't have to build anything. Henceforth, why I was like, if there is somebody out there that already has a compound, or has the land, or has the quote-unquote resources, it wouldn't even be a hard, you know what I mean? Like, we could basically just move them right on in. But they deserve that at this point in the game, because they have to be taken out of the matrix. One, they have to be taken out of these killing fields that are these hoods and whatnot. How the hell do we have our future Elon Musk and Bill Gates and Dr. Francis Cress Wilsons of the world, and our all of these special, and we are playing Russian roulette by having them in quote unquote environments that are akin to a war zone like Syria or Afghanistan. That doesn't make any sense. The same way that we're taking these athletes out of our neighborhoods and securing them by sending them to these Caucasian schools and these Caucasian environments, literally sending them to caves to protect them, you know what I mean, in these Division 1s and whatnot. You know that they're safe. You know that there's a level of security. You know that your quote-unquote investments are going to be taken care of. So why are we not doing the same thing for our star seeds to make sure they get out of harm's way? They get away from these pedophiles. They get away from these gangbangers. They get away from the popo. They get away from people who want to just exploit them. They get away from these cruel and these mean knuckle draggers. So when we deal with the children, let's also have a conversation about dealing with the adults, or the elders, not the adults, more so the elders. We, at this point, deserve to have some place in the tropics, whether it be Jamaica, Belize, Tulum, Costa Rica, Panama. I've seen crowd funds. I've seen what they would call, crowd funds. Reg A crowd funds, all of the high advanced crowdfunding, all the way down to GoFundMe's. And I've seen people build out land and villages real fast in about 6 months, right? Now, with the business model of what they call tiny homes and what they call the the container homes, that you literally, and then 3D homes, they literally cut that in half. So build out for a resort or build out for some type of quote unquote living quarters, not a nursing home, not a old folks home, none of that. Like we got elders amongst us who I consider to be master teachers. In their later years, they shouldn't be paying any bills, should not have to worry about rent. They should not have to worry about some of these taxes that be levied on them. They shouldn't have to worry about the hamster wheel, trying to keep up with the Jones. They shouldn't have to worry about going viral on the internet. They shouldn't have to worry about keeping up with Generation Z and X, who, they're not going to protect them. They're not holding them up. They're not really breaking no bread like that. This new generation, they eat with their elbows on the table. So it's like, why don't we retire our master teachers? It's becoming a little redundant in this community or in this, what you call, network or this tribe or this village, where the financial sector of our race, the credit guys, the credit dudes, people who literally just came on the scene a few years ago, they're retiring their mamas, they're retiring their elders, they're retiring their OGs. You know what I mean? Why are we not retiring the men and the women that we claim that we love? Where is the compassion? Where is the collectivity? Where is the ingenuity at? Like, when did it stop? Because there was a natural progression where people were actually collectively having think tanks and coming together and thinking like this and solving problems. You could do it overnight. It's all about a commitment. I'm committed. I'm standing on business and I will never waver. You understand? I will not waver. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing it for the people who I had to see leave this thing, without, in a bad way. They left this thing without being celebrated and whatnot. They left this shit without their feet up. They didn't leave here. They left this thing uncomfortable. So, we owe it to our master teachers. We owe them, they owe us nothing. They owe us nothing. So I want to create a situation where we could just give them a plane ticket and a bag, a real bag, either a bag with some resources in it. You know what I mean? Some precious metals, and mixed with some fiat. And then we give them a wallet, a cold storage wallet, and we let these elders prosper in the tropics, where they're getting food fed to them. They're in thermal waters. They go to sweat lodges every day. They're getting soursop, sea moss, massages, CBD rub downs. People are coming and flying in. Some of their students are giving them Reiki and sitting at their feet and whatnot. But we're not pulling on these elders, and we're not sucking the life out of these elders, and we're not pillaging the library that these elders contain in their heads. We're not, how somebody say, I just want to pick your brain. No, pick your nose. You can't pick my brain. No, I'm not. No, that's what people who have ill intentions pick at things. Don't pick my brain. You know what I'm talking about? Don't pick my brain. Pick a seat. But we need to implement that. It's not even a radical idea. This is a doable idea that 1,000 people could sign up to and just handle. You don't have to put it out there. You would just handle it. There's people in my network that are offering me land right now. I got deeds and titles that get signed over to me. Like, there's land out there. People own things. Our people, ye are rich. There's one thing that I know, being in this community for more than 15 years, that there are a group of our people who have unlimited resources. You'll never know. But you never need to know, because it's none of your business. But there's people out there, don't equate poverty and lack with melanin skin, because you are highly mistaken. You are highly mistaken. You are falling for one of the biggest tricks that the black devil ever pulled on you. And that's to make you think that we all are broke, because that's not the case. That is not the case. People of enormous wealth are attracted to high-level conversations and intellectuals and this intellectual community that we belong in. You know? You know what I'm talking about? So, more of that in 2024. If we could do that, more of that. You know what I mean? That's some honorable shit. You know what I mean? We need to be more honorable, because I haven't seen that much honorable mentions in this community in 2023, more so than dishonorable mentions. There's seem to be more dishonorable mentions than honorable mentions, you know, unfortunately. But yeah, and then for the people that's not children and not elders, everybody that's left in the middle and whatnot, the only way that you're gonna win this war moving into the future is if you formulate some type of method to collectively work together, stop being so petty and getting in each other's way and whatnot, and develop some sort of trust. You don't have to trust a person with your life. You don't have to trust them with your children. You just gotta trust that they're gonna do what they say they're gonna do. Start there. Somebody said, it's gonna be okay for us, bro. Yeah, you know, the shit sounds good, but I don't believe nothing that nobody says. You're just saying it because you could say it because you're on the internet. But you got to show me, bro. I don't even know. You know what I mean? You got to show me. I don't do well-wishing, and I damn sure don't do flattery, and I don't need a pep talk. You know? I don't need a pep talk. You know? What I need is these ideas and these concepts to come to fruition. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I need. And the only way to, you know, close mouth, you got to put it out there. So the first time, the best way to get it out there is you have to speak it into existence. And if it was a reality, then you wouldn't be offended, or you wouldn't have nothing to say about it, because obviously I'm just speaking on something that's lacking in a community of 1 million plus. You know, you telling me it's gonna be all right. I'm telling you that it's not all right. Make it all right. Don't tell me it's gonna be all right. Make it all right, because it's not all right. These children don't have nowhere to go when they wake up. You know what I'm talking about? I'm in Atlanta. Ain't no fucking daycares for these children. Ain't no schools, like ain't no real schools for no star seeds, for no real conscious children the way that they're supposed to be. Are you dumb? It should be 100 of these institutions set up. There ain't no island getaways for these elders to celebrate them. You can't wake up and be conscious and go get a bag with niggas that's claiming to be conscious. Shit don't exist. So what the fuck? What is your existence? What happens in your everyday existence? Like, what are you doing? You settling? You comfortable? I'm just here to let you know that a whole future exists that you may have no idea exists, and you should aspire to see a better future. And get out of your comfort zone and stop being fucking mediocre. You know? Stop being wild mediocre. Niggas is wild mediocre. You know? Your moms used to try to push you out of America. Yeah, I'm getting pushed out of America as we speak. I'm getting pushed out of America as we speak. America is losing its appeal to me, you know. The people got the power, you know. The power is not in the individual. The power is in the people, but the people are scared. The people are scared because the people are the determining factor if the power is quote unquote realized. It's really just that simple. I promise you. I wish it was difficult, but it's really just that simple. And you know, hopefully, before I leave this planet, I'll be able to see the people figure it out, that it wasn't that quote unquote difficult, and it was always simple. It was always in front of you, and it really was always you. It was really always you. I could show you different nationalities that are using this same formula that we are not using, and I could show you how it's working for them. So it's not even speculation. It's actually playing out in real life in front of you, and you refuse to acknowledge it. Or I don't know what it is you refuse. I really can't speak for nobody. But the people, and I'm not really saying that because I don't do feel-goodisms, but it's literally the people. 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people, 1,000,000 people. You choose what you want the number to be. But it starts with 100 people, and then it just grows. But what happens along the way to the road to the perdition, or the road to the riches, or to the road to victory, it's always somebody that's going to come and sabotage. There's always a Judas. There's always a cipher in the matrix. There's always somebody to throw a monkey wrench in what it is that we're doing, because there's so many quote-unquote co-conspirators in our cipher. We have no idea how many enemies we're surrounded by. You know? We don't know how many enemies we have surrounding us. The best thing that we have going for us moving forward is to collectively build a compound, and then build out that compound so we could be secluded from this quote-unquote society that we're in, because your DNA is going to respond to your environment. You would fare better. You would fare better if your DNA would fare better if your environment was containing the people who are on your vibration and on your frequency. Similar to when you go to festivals and things of that nature, like Juneteenth, like Dance Africa, like all of these festivals, you feel great. You get charged up and you feel like you're at home, because that's where you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? You're supposed to build that out. So the quote-unquote Indians are coming together 1,000 deep, 10,000 deep, and 100,000 deep. And they're buying up your land. They're buying up your resources. So is the Asians. So is the Africans. And so are the Jews, or the what they call the Jews and whatnot. They're moving as a conglomerate. They're moving as a collective. They're moving as a committee. And they have more power than us. Bottom line. Niggas got power but not on paper. Not on paper. It sound good, but on paper, people is moving with way more resources. And yeah, it is what it is. They tricked it to be like that. Look, the game is exactly what I said it is. The game. I didn't create this shit. It's a fucking game. And all games are to be played. What are you talking about? A game is a game. You can't tell me moving into if anybody's in Web3, if anybody's in DeFi, if anybody's in Bitcoin, if anybody's in any of these things, that race shit would matter in a centralized world where race might have been 70% of the issue. It became 20%, because you could move around and do bullshit and nobody knows who you are. In a digital economy where people are making $1 million a day, if they got their shit together the right way, they having $1 million days and whatnot. You got people that look like me. They're selling they're selling Chinese products to Chinese people, and the Chinese people don't know that it's a nigga selling to them. You gotta be savvy in this new economy. You can't The reason why people are not experiencing what this new economy has to offer is because people are not necessarily using this new economy. They moving like they in the old world. They got old world tactics, old world methods, old world way of getting money. You know what I mean? In the fucking digital world. And they're not seeing the benefit. They're not benefiting from being in the now. A lot of people are not in the now. Their concept of where they are is completely off. They don't see themselves in 2023, 24. They're not in the now. They may be standing right next to you, but they're not standing present in the now. They're aloof. They're somewhere else. They're in the motherfucking analog. And they're becoming uncomfortable because this reset and this shift that we're in, this shit it's not a comfort zone. It's knocking you out of your comfort zone. And what it's doing is pushing me out of America, but it's also pushing me into a place where I don't want to live traditionally right now. I don't want to live traditionally right. I don't want to live in one place. I don't want to have an address. You feel me? I feel like being a digital nomad and traveling the world. I want to go inside of mountains and caves and I want to climb shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like I want to go to waterfalls. Like I want to go to the African countries that had all of the revolutions, smoke trees and go live. That's what I want to do. I want to go on a fact-finding mission all up and down the coast of Africa so I know what's going on. I don't know what the fuck nobody got going on. No disrespect. I don't know what time nobody is on. I don't know what nobody is outside doing, bro. I have no idea what any of these niggas is doing. No disrespect to what anybody is on, but I have no idea. I didn't read no memos. I didn't read the fucking bio. It don't make sense. I just don't know. So I would be a fool to sit back and wait to go live on Insta, wait to watch a nigga live to see him doing something that I personally need to be doing myself. I'm not doing that. I'm getting up and I'm going on a motherfucking vision quest. I'm getting up out of here. This shit right here is a dub. America is a dub. I've been around. I go up and down these fucking borders, bro. I've been all over this bitch. And it's more than this. It's more than this. I'm global right now. I need to get outside of this shit. I need to go where they spending cryptocurrency. Like I need to go to El Salvador when Bitcoin, that's their tender. That I need to go there and just start dancing. Don't judge me. That's where I need to go. You know? I need to go there and rap for Bitcoin in the fucking town square or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, life is about experiences. Life is about adventure. If time is speeding up the way that it's speeding up, it's telling you, you can't be in your comfort zone no more. All that shit that COVID tried to break you niggas off the plantation and break you up out of that bitch. Niggas voluntarily put themselves back up in the program, back on the hamster wheel, back on a motherfucking depression cycle, back on anxiety, back on psychotropics, back on all of that shit. Motherfuckers put themselves back on that bitch and then took a shot to lock themselves in. Crazy. Crazy. Like I said, you could be standing right next to a motherfucker, but y'all not eye level. Y'all might have the same eyebrows and whatnot, but y'all not eye level. So they're not on your timeline. They could be they're not on your eye line and they're not on your timeline. Because they could be standing right next to you and be making all of the wrong moves and be on the wrong side of history every single time. And here you are, every single fucking decision that you make, you wind up on the right side of history. You know what I mean? This whole thing has to be an illusion. So there's an illusion of family. There's an illusion of race. There's an illusion of inclusion and whatnot. Everybody ain't the same. And I'm comfortable knowing that. I'm comfortable knowing that. You know what I'm talking about? I'm comfortable knowing that. I got compassion for people, you know, who I known my whole life, But I'm comfortable knowing that, this shift is redefining everything. It's been shifting since 2012, but this is a major time to whereas we're moving into something completely different. I want to be honest with you, even though I'm on a fact-finding mission, I'm literally, I'm open to moving with like 50 of us, like an army, like a ant farm, like killer bees and whatnot. It just can't be no weirdos in the pack, It can't be no snakes in the collective and whatnot. I'm wary of people moving forward. I'm very wary. I keep my circle very, very small, bro, because motherfuckers are not to be trusted. And they do not have your best interests at hand. And everybody ain't cut from the same cloth, unfortunately. But moving as a collective, like the gods and the goddesses, if we get over that fear and if we get over the fact that we are supposed to live this programmable nuclear family, you work and you die type of program, and we break out of that and just be free and whatnot and travel the world like the Moors and everybody else who was great did, because everybody who was great traveled and asserted their greatness on all lands and whatnot. You understand? We traveled the 7 seas to bless each corner of the planet with our motherfucking DNA and our presence, our energy stamp, our footprint. It means something. I go barefoot on any lands that I touch. On any lands that I touch, I'm on the grid. I'm locked in. That's how I tap in. Tap in with the grid first. Then I call the gangsters. Yeah, we need a cruise ship. That would be dope, wouldn't it? Ha, cruise ship. That would be fire. That would be dope. That would be dope. We got the music. We got the soundtrack. We got the clothing. We got the apparel. We got the uniform. We got the products. What else do we need? What else do we need? What is it going to take to break us out of this quote-unquote limits that we putting on ourselves? You feel me? What is it going to take to help the mind expand and to see past the borders and whatnot and to break out of this fucking limited box that we're placing ourselves in? I don't care if I'm a Brooklyn dude. Brooklyn niggas is global. I have the whole globe to explore. I got the whole globe. America ain't going nowhere. Or when I come back, hopefully Babylon has fully fallen. I want to see what America looks like from the outside looking in as it falls. You know what I'm talking about? As it falls, you should be delegating your affairs on a global stage anyway with global entities. If you wake up every day and see what I see, then your ass should be making plans to go delegate some type of affairs, in your proper persona when you get your paperwork and your status correct, because you can't go overseas as no black nigga. You understand? That ain't cutting it. Get your shit together. Stay the fuck home. You can't get on this plane as a subject. Gotta be in your proper persona. You at least gotta have a tribe or somebody recognize your monkey ass. Don't try going over there as a subject and as property. I'm here to let you know. Even if you took your shahada, nigga, step it up. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Niggas talk about that passport, bro. You ain't doing passports. You doing a world passport or something like that. But those are going to be the people who going to be walking into those palaces in Dubai. And those are going to be the people that the Turks are going to sit down with. Those are going to be the people that the top officials in China are going to see. Not no black niggas that are Democrats. Y'all niggas are dead. You know what I mean? Hang it up. Kill yourself. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you're fucking done. You can't delegate any affairs across the seas. The cat is out the bag. You know, Ye said it. We're not black. It ain't because he said it, but he knows what the fuck he's talking about. We're not black. I hate to break it to you on fucking on what's his name? Crispus Crump Day. On Crumpus Day, I hate to break it to you, but nigga, you're not black. Okay? And if that's what you are, then you're not me. You're not us. No disrespect, but it's just a growth, it's growing pains. Shit is growing pains. You got to grow up out of that. You know what I mean? It's like me saying you're not a Christian and you getting offended by that. Niggas got to grow up. So, the Moors, because look at everybody, look, why is everybody turning Muslim? What's that about? Why is everybody turning Muslims? What's going on? Why they not turning Jew? Why they not becoming more Christians and whatnot? Why don't I see a lot of these rappers and these athletes going to stand with TDJ? What is it about Islam? Keep in mind that everybody is at certain levels in their journey. Keep in mind that we all were one place at one time. Keep in mind that nobody is, quote unquote, they're not beholden to what you on. If you evolving, if you changing, if you upgrading at a quantum accelerated pace, you cannot hold Javante Davis to that same pace. You can't hold Finesse 2 times to that same pace. You can't hold Rollo. You can't hold Moneybag Yo. They're at the level of when you became Muslim, before you became Nuwabian, and then you got into Kemet. Now you are Moor, and then you fell into the Hebrew Israelite camp. People take these quote unquote these pilgrimages and these hajjs through the schools of thought and knowledge on their what they call hero's journey. They're 720. It's not a 120, it's a 720. So I never impede on no man's journey. Allow every man to walk through all of the schools of knowledge, all of the schools of discipline that you need to walk through, because in order to even understand Moorish science, you got to take a few years in goddamn Islam. You at least got to take the preliminaries of your shahada and what the hell Islam is. Kwanzaa starts today, right? And as a result of that, I don't fuck with the politics of Kwanzaa, but I don't fuck with the ritual of Christmas. So I don't really push that. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna push anything, it's the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, even though we don't fuck with Karanga like that, right? But we can't throw away a whole alternative celebration for the culture, right? So we're gonna celebrate some early Kwanzaa and whatnot before we get out of here. We got some gifts for the people. I actually want to give out something because I'm in the mood to give away. I'm in the we in that spirit because we in that season and whatnot. And my year was good to me, and I have to be grateful for everything. I could complain about a lot of things. I went through a lot of shit. I got stepped on by a $1 trillion company. You know what I mean? A few of them. You feel me? I've been shadow banned. I've been censored. I've been targeted. I've been pressed and whatnot. All of these things, the same thing that's happening to Sean King is happening to us, but we don't talk about it like Sean King might. We don't put our business out there. But I've been through a lot, bro, to stand on business. I expect this shit. I don't have a problem with it because I know what I'm gonna do with it. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't no victim. I'm a victor. I expect the heat. It's just gonna look great in my documentary. I'm gonna cook anyway. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm too hot for YouTube. Ooh, I know what to do with that. You know what I mean? I'm too hot for the Insta. Ooh, they're deplatforming me. Yeah, we're gonna turn that into a bag. You know what I mean? My litigation is gonna be crazy and whatnot. I ain't even worried about that. So they literally just fell into a trap. You know? They literally fell into a trap. But the only thing that I need to know at the end of the day, while I'm being attacked, while I'm being quote unquote shadow banned, while they killed my MailChimp account. What MailChimp got to do with consciousness? They terminated my MailChimp. They terminated my YouTube. They terminated one of my Stripe accounts. They terminated my PayPal. You feel me? Like, they've been getting at me lately just because of my social. I guess once they terminated me on YouTube, they're following wherever my social might be attached to. But I know that this is coming from Tel Aviv because of the pressure that we've been putting on them on many different fronts. I've been relentless with banging on them, and I haven't been holding back. All I need to know is that my people are backing me while I'm under attack. I could fight trillion-dollar companies. I could fight all of them on my own. I don't need nobody to swing for me. It actually gives me hype. I'm actually with the shits. Like, you poke the bear, so it makes me go from 3 to 4. And if I turn it up 5 or 6 notches, then it's going to be DEFCON 3. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to go there. Because I promise you, I mean, like I said, me and Boozy Badass, we share the same birthday. So if they get me in my dark tetrad, the executives at Google and Alphabet and Meta, they're going to have to, I'm physically going to see them. You know what I mean? They're going to have to see me personally. But it's the people, though. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't ever want to feel like you on your own. You don't ever want to feel like motherfuckers are just pushing you out there. Because I'm from the streets. And where I'm from in the streets, when we pop off, we got an army behind us. Why and how and when did the rules change? I know I gave up my street card to be this woke nigga or this conscious king or whatever y'all want to call it. But how did that change? Because whenever we went to pop off, whether it's against another crew, another gang, another posse, or whenever we went up against the guards at Macy's, or whenever we went up against the security at King's Plaza, or whenever we went up against the security at Pentagon City out of town, or whenever we ran up against the police in Georgetown, nobody ran on me. Everybody supported me. When I got locked up, I got bailed out before I even went to the motherfucking big house. I had lawyers. I had bail money. I used to walk around with bail money because I was outside doing criminality. So you would think that in a community where you're not, because I wasn't doing, they would say I wasn't doing good when I was in the streets. But when you're doing good and you're not in the streets, but you bringing the streets into what you're doing, you know how many street people we brought into this to protect y'all, to give y'all some street cred, to make this shit really lit. So when we at war, because that's what we are, we at war. We're not going to war. There's a war going on. Keep in mind, this war that started on October 7th with these people who are big tech. If you don't have to take it from me, because I've been saying it and I've been trying to give the information on it, but the way that Allah works is in mysterious ways, because there's been a dam that has broken open. And there's a flood of information now from multiple talking heads and voices, right? That could verify every single thing that was said. And they added on new shit that was never said. So the jury is out that beyond a reasonable doubt, that's the synagogue of Satan. Those people are the ones who have always, that's the hidden hand. That's Kaiser Sose. That's the Oz and the Wizard of Oz. And if you still need more proof, man, I don't know what to tell you. Stick around though. Just hang out. Hang out a little, pay more attention and you'll see some things. But I've seen enough. And what I know is when they went to war, because war is what? They're going to war and the world will never be the same. Never be the same. You should get used to the world before October 7th because this is going to spiral into something bigger than what it started as. And mark my word, the world will never be the same. It's when it ends, the world won't be the same as when it started. Okay? It already has changed because they weaponized the AI and turned it into a killing machine with the AI program called gospel and whatnot. This sets a precipice because this is the beginning of Skynet. There wasn't a time that an AI machine was responsible for 20,000 deaths, right? So, with that being said, there's a war on information. There's a war on the people who are on the front lines of the information. The Zionists already said that their biggest threat is the black youth. What do you think the black youth biggest threat to these people over here who have made billions of dollars off of the fact that you was asleep? They made their money off of the fact that you was asleep and that you was in your lower self. The small hats make money off of the private prison industry. The small hats make money off of the pornography industry when you don't know who you are sexually, when you don't know who you are, quote unquote, when you're not really in love with yourself like that. They're benefiting off of the fact that you are fornicating. They're benefiting. They came out with the designer pills. They're responsible for all of those lab drugs like MDMA, ecstasy. One would say that they had great times on those party drugs and whatnot. But one would also say that there's been an uptick in rapes. There's been an uptick in sexual assaults. There's been an uptick in people with holes in their brains. There's been an uptick in a lot of things that I don't think that you could basically say that kudos to designer drugs. These people are behind the quote-unquote child pedo industry. Okay, that's them. Okay, that's them. They're the ones behind the depiction of melanated people in music because they're the record execs and nothing gets quote-unquote cleared to be put out until it passes through the hands of the execs. So they didn't have any quote-unquote consideration for our Holocaust or our Schindler's List. They kept pushing fentanyl. They kept pushing coke and crack. They kept pushing all of these negative tropes and themes and whatnot into our community, and they benefited off of it. So the reason why they say that the black youth is the biggest threat is because when the black youth wakes up, we are going to bang and we're going to break the backs of the Zionists. That's what we're going to do. And it's really only us. We're the only ones that could go to Africa and go to the diamond mines and completely backhand every single European up in that bitch. And tell them, man, if you niggas don't get up out of here, y'all have some audacity. Y'all got some caucasity to be pulling nuggets out the ground. And y'all got babies doing it. And these niggas don't got electricity in their whole town. Umar smacks. Get out of here. Get out of here. Only we could do that. The African not built like that. We the only ones that could go around the world and smack the shit out of everybody and stand on it with our arrogant asses. We're the only niggas that could grab our nuts like that. I have not seen. There's some warriors in Africa that they don't grant visas to that probably could do that. But we're literally the only ones that could go around the world and call every single nationality on their bullshit the same way that we call them on their bullshit in our country, in America. Like, fuck out of here. Who you think you talking to? Nigga, we not going to India probably and doing it in India. We'll go to Africa and clean up some of the shit that's going on in Africa and maybe even on the Caribbean side and whatnot. But we the only ones that could do some shit like that. That's facts. And not you zesty niggas either. Don't get excited. You know what I'm talking about? There's a pedigree. There's a pedigree. They might have to let niggas out of the pokey like how they did with the Wagner group. We might have to take some inmates and make them part of our private military corporation. We need some scared straight niggas who will risk it all. They the same niggas in the yard shanking the fucking the CO and whatnot. We need them to be right there with us. Some of your gangbanging homies could put on a uniform and come with us too. And them niggas with the face tats, because they look scary at night. So we could pull up with the iced out grill. You know, niggas look menacing and whatnot. They watching us on TV, and you know they still have a smidgen of intimidation from us. We only have one fucking, you know what I mean? We need somebody like 50 Cent to sponsor us. If we get G Unit to sponsor us, or 50, you know what I mean? Like, we got to use the shit that we got to work for us. We don't have that many hands to, it's like at the fucking all black spade game. Nigga, we got 2 books left. 2 books. 2 books. We don't got that many books to play. We got 2 books. You know what I mean? The last one could be a royal flush. But let's play that hand. Let's play that hand. You know what I mean? If they lock niggas up, then we just gonna have to keep pushing. You know, I would rather be a martyr for a cause than just a dead nigga, a dead op. I'd rather be a martyr for a cause than a dead op. You know? Bring some of these goddesses with us who know how to negotiate, because the queen could go where the king can't go. We have to be honest with ourselves, and we have to have this conversation, and we got to empower the women that we choose. Because we the, you know what I mean? Shout out to Simone Biles. We the prize. Like her husband said, we the prize. I know I am. I can't speak for nobody else, but shit, we the prize. But we get to say, because we are Delta 6 for any woman who we are standing to protect. We the ones that are going to have to drill and kill for you. It goes that far with it, right? Because that's how the game of chess is played. The bishop and them pop out and we body shit for the queen. But the queens, y'all going to be able to move around the world and run up in places where we can't go into. But you can't get checkmated. You know what checkmate means? That means the other piece can't be on top of you. So if you could play the game, then we could win the game. But if you go into a room and niggas is on top of you, then you got checkmated. You're no good to us. You know? Nah, I'm drinking wine. I ain't drinking gold water. I'm sipping on some fucking berries right now. You know what I'm talking about? I got gifted this. A European, one of my supporters in Brooklyn, right? A European man, right? Who's an avid listener. He, out of hundreds of people, was the only one who gifted both me, Black. The man had mad gifts for everybody. Me, Black Dot, right? He comes with gifts, but our own don't. But like I said, I know about the law of opposites. You're not going to be appreciated at home. It's the opposites. You know how they say opposites attract? The law of opposites is real. It's a universal principle. I didn't make it up. White people pay me more money than my own people. I don't know why it is, but I call it the law of opposites. You know what I mean? They see more value in us than our own see. And that's a fucking fact. That's a fact. And I'm not with the divestment club. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't trying to divest from my people and whatnot, but you got to call it what it is. Maybe because they got more stolen artifacts. I don't know. But they are more, they come with gifts. They come with gifts. They come with envelopes. Some of them be handing them, they be giving early reparations. You know? Shit like that. But shout out to that, bro. Salute to him. You know what I mean? You know, he's a good friend. Brother Steven is his name. But yeah, the appreciation factor. If we were to implement a reward system, a value system, and a penalty system, then we would actually be qualified for grants. The ancestors will bless this community. More doors will open up because mad doors have already opened up that nobody walked through. And you know what I mean? Mad doors have opened up. The community that you belong to, it is now a household thing. They at the kitchen table woke as fuck. You know what I mean? The things that you used to rally for and used to lobby for, it's been accepted. It's been absorbed into society. You won. You won the world. You won the war of the unsullied and the sullied. You won the war of the non-jabbed and the jab. You won that war. You feel me? You won the war of, take CMOS, don't get a ventilator machine stuffed down your throat. You won that war. You won the war of public opinion about is Grand Rising better than Good Morning. You won that war. You're not claiming it though. You know what I'm talking about? You won the war where nobody wanted to be Sharif 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Nobody wanted to be Sharif. Now, being Sharif is an asset. You know what I'm talking about? Because the assets like to be around Sharif. It's not cool to be smart no more. I mean, it's not cool to be dumb anymore. Actually being smart is the biggest trend in Black America. Actually being intelligent is the biggest fucking wave right now. Not only in Black America, but Black America is even getting kudos from other nationalities because they're not making it cool to be dumb anymore. So a part of the respect factor that was lost because Black America got exposed as fake gangsters during the Zimmerman years and whatnot. They got exposed for being fake tough guys and whatnot because they was talking about hands up, don't shoot and twerking in front of the police. They were exposed on a global stage, but they're getting some type of points back because Europeans, Asians, and Indians are coming across videos done by the likes of Blue Pillar 44, KT the Arch Degree, my nigga, 19 Keys, you know what I'm talking about? Black Magic 363 and whatnot. They're coming across videos and content made by intellects from this community that are awestruck. They're having them awestruck. Rizza Islam, you know, shit like that. Yaki Awaken, you know. Did I mention KT the Arch Degree? You know, Dr. Sabi, you know how many people got put on a Dr. Sabi, you know? And then that opens up these wormholes and these recommendations by the algorithm. And people are taking the red pill and they're waking up. Black Dot, they're finding out who Black Dot is. They're finding out who Professor Griff is. They're finding out who some of our master teachers like Bobby and Phil and Delbert, you know? They're digging up the treasures that exist in a place or in a culture that they had no idea that this was even a thing. But because the mainstream artists began to gravitate into a safe space to whereas they wanted to safely be smart again. They wanted to safely be mature again. They wanted to mature in front of their audience and whatnot. They began to embrace their quote unquote knowledge of self. Right? Yeah, Dr. B, serious. They're seeing it. They're hearing about it. In places where the celebrities are at, conscious people are standing on the same couches. They can't unsee it anymore. They want to be Sharif now. You should basically be plotting and planning a way in. You know what I mean? Like, you should take advantage of that if you knew it was right. If you knew it was done in your name and whatnot. If you knew how many doors are waiting for you to walk through it, you would walk through it. This whole conversation that Ye had in front of the world and whatnot, right? Every single thing. It was like 4 parts of it. Every single part, right? Yes, I see her. A.A. Rashid, right? You got A.A. Rashid on some of the top albums of the year. Albums that Jay-Z had to stamp to put out, right? He had to clear all of the Griselda West Side Gun projects. And A.A. Rashid is on an intro to about 8 West Side Gun projects. Maybe 5 or 6. But he opens up every single West Side Gun project. Hitler with his Hermes, 6, 7, and 8. I mean, you name it. AA is the opening up act. He's the Svengali, right? People are discovering that. You know what I mean? That's one of the biggest artists of the newest generation, right? And he went to AA for the sauce. Like, let's give ourselves a little round of applause. Not to be arrogant in no way. Not to even pat ourselves on the back, because who the fuck want to be complacent with mediocrity? Who want to be complacent with that? That's just giving you an idea of how far this thing has come. We really started from the bottom. We really started from the bottom in the streets of New York. And we made this shit a global thing. You know what I'm talking about? We got this shit cracking around the world. Yeah, Father Rich shaking this shit up. The Holy Ghost projects. The rap game is learning about his production skills. The athletes and the actors and the rappers are learning about Billy Carson, Dr. B, you know what I mean? All of the people that he has on Black Magic 363. And those views and those 400,000 subscribers, you bet your bottom dollar some of the people that y'all consider to be the greats are part of those subscribers. They be on a Finsta heavy. They be on a Finsta heavy. You know? So don't ever let nobody give all praises to Diddy for being the head of the woke movement. Don't ever allow nobody to give it up to the fucking TD Jakes and the prosperity preachers. Don't ever let nobody give it up to the financial movement. Nobody did this but us. We started this shit. We the ones. You know what I'm talking about? We the ones. And we connected to the Dr. Benz and the Dr. Clarks and the Dr. Ivan Vans and whatnot. We connected to the Dr. Sabies and the Dr. Francis Crest. Yeah, we connected to the 100-year pantheon with Marcus Mosiah Garvey and Elijah and Noble Drew Ali. You know what I'm talking about? That's all part of our connectivity. We stand on the shoulders of those giants. It's called the century of quote unquote consciousness. Or they say the century of self. Well, that's the century of wealth. You know? It's a century of wealth. Since the 1920s with P. Beverly Randolph, Pascal Beverly Randolph, Elijah, Noble Drew Ali, you know what I'm talking about? Marcus Garvey and all of the unsung heroes, Casper Holstein and all of them. That was in the 1920s, which was the roaring 20s. 100 years later, we in the soaring 20s. The soaring 20s. And everything that you see right now is literally attached to each one of those movements that I just named. I don't really know too many powerful movements that are not attached to the work that they put in 100 years ago. So this shit ain't come out of nowhere. This ain't come out of nowhere. This ain't no hurry come up thing. This ain't a fucking, you know what I mean? This ain't a trend. This is a continuum. This is a legacy. You know what I mean? This is the tradition. And if we got strong legs, we could carry it another 20 years. Who knows? Or another 100 years. Who knows? Only the people know. Only the people know. Only somebody that's out there right now that's thirsty to raise the bar. Only you know. I don't know. I think you got it in you. You know? It ain't gonna be me out there for the next 100 years, so I have no idea. You know? But what I do know is that we ain't going nowhere and no man could fuck this up. You only fuck your life up. You fuck your path up. No man and no woman could collapse this right here. You know what I mean? Nobody could sabotage this right here. You're only killing yourself. You're only gonna die on your own hell. You can't do nothing to this. This is ordained. This is protected by the pantheon of ancestors. All of those master teachers that you should have on your shrine that you should be feeding religiously. You know what I mean? It's a lot of them. They protected us. So, we're going to start the giveaway. I'm giving away 3 pieces of art tonight. And 2 sweatshirts. So that's 5 gifts, right? To set off Kwanzaa. This is not no Christmas shit. You know what I'm talking about? No disrespect or nothing, but this ain't that. This ain't no Christmas. This ain't Christmas, and this is not Christmas, nigga. This is Kwanzaa. I was waiting for midnight to strike so we could talk that African shit. You know? I gotta think of some questions for you guys to answer. And literally, the first people to answer the questions will be the winners. I'm not gonna make this shit difficult. You know what I'm talking about? I am not gonna make it difficult. It's not hard at all. You answer the questions, and we got you. The only thing you gotta pay for your shipping, cause a nigga is not finna be paying for shipping. It's like car notes these days, nigga. But we got you. So the first picture is going to be this right here, right? 50 Cent had an album called A Massacre, right? And before he came out with the album called Massacre, I came out with Massacre, because this was called The Massacre, right? This right here. Okay. This picture right here got me a personal invitation to the social, what do they call that back in the days? Not social worker. I didn't have a social worker. Counselor, guidance counselor. This got me a meeting with the guidance counselor. You know what I'm saying? Because I brought the picture to school, and the guidance counselor wanted to talk to me and evaluate me, right? But this is called A Massacre. This was done in 92. So the first question, the first person to get the answer correctly as to what song was I listening to the night I drew this. I mentioned it too on lives. I don't know if anybody heard it. But what song was I listening to when I drew this picture? The first person to get it right, this is your picture. Let me know. And I'm also going to sign it for whoever wins. You get a signed copy. So when I die, you could fucking, you could sell that shit on eBay, my nigga. Okay, somebody said NWA. It was not NWA at that moment. I do have NWA pictures, but this wasn't not NWA. I'm going to give you a hint. The artist was viral recently. Somebody said Cool G Rap, Ill Street Blues. That's a good one. That's a good guess. That is a good guess. Somebody said Gangstar. I got the Gangstar pictures that I will show you, but that wasn't it. Somebody said you was listening to I Could Do Magic. Look, we were very violent. So when I say that NWA came and brought gangster rap, There you go. New me uploading. Send me your address, because you got it. You said Scarface. I was listening to Mr. Scarface went up on the block. His first solo album where he has it on the cover. It's like they had a dice game and they got guns in each other's face, right? So in the art gallery, when I display this art, right, I'm going to be, whatchamacallit? When I display this in the art gallery, I'm going to have the songs playing to each one of the artworks that I created. Because I would play the song over and over and over again while I'm drawing. And I'm literally drawing from my imagination. I'm not drawing from nothing else but my mind. I don't know what the hell I'm going to draw. I'm just drawing it. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just drawing it. And when I draw it, I'm like, yo, it is what it is. But Mr. Scarface, this was the album. It scared me as a child. I told people this before. I believed what the fuck he was saying. Found out later on he a Scorpio. Whole time he a Scorpio. I believed everything that he was saying. He was that believable. Scarface was very believable. Salute to him. He just did a tiny room performance that was compelling, right? It was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was dope, and I was there for it. And it brought me back to my childhood. Now, this is the next one. This is the next one. Remember, some of y'all wasn't even born. But when I went to Art Basel a few weeks ago, when I did my art show, it was a small art show nonetheless, you know what I mean? But, you know, I got in Art Basel, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I did some shit that I proved to myself that I could do. So the theme of the art show was Hip Hop 50. And what Hip Hop 50 means to me is that there's 5 pillars in hip hop. One is art, right? One is art. Hip hop is not about, people think rap music is hip hop. No, my friend. What you see them do at Rolling Loud, that's just one part of hip hop. Hip hop is 5 pillars. It's art, it's MCing, which is master of the ceremony, which is rapping, it's DJing, it's dancing, which could be the shit that Little Uzi Vert and them is doing, all the way down to breakdancing. And then it's knowledge of self or consciousness, which is what I do when I'm doing the red pill thing, right? So, Hip Hop 50, my art show was about the fact that I am hip hop. Because I wasn't a graffiti artist, because I'm not putting nothing on a train so they can erase it. I'm not doing that. I don't have that much time on my hands. I used to have to come home. You know, I had a curfew when I was young. I couldn't be in the train yards and whatnot. So my graffiti was in my room. It was on paper, you know what I mean? And I put my artwork on walls and whatnot, and I put them on, you know, I used to put it in schools and stuff like that. And, you know, I used to draw for people in my class. I would do commission art. And then when I was locked up, I did the same thing. Commission. I used to draw like X-rated cards for the inmates, for the fellow brothers that was locked up. They wanted to send a woman a little intimate card and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, what was I listening to when I did this? This one is No War. This was first Bush, big old daddy Bush, Gulf War. This was the first Bush, not George W. This was the first Bush. You see it say support Bush? This was the first Bush. Somebody said Public Enemy. That's a good one. That's a good one. It was a little bit of Public Enemy. Who said it? There you go. Ice Cube. Yep. It was Ice Cube. It was Ice Cube. Hit me on the inbox. You got to be responsible too. Hit me on the inbox. MZTW. Whoever's winning, you got to be responsible. Do your part. say in the DM, yo, I won the no war picture. And I remember, I got an elephant memory, but I can't find everybody's name on the thing. Hit me on my DM. You good. You got this. I wish I could show it to you framed and whatnot. All of this artwork is for framing. That's why the paper it's a stock paper. As you can see, it's thick, right? Because this is not to just hang around. This is to frame. Put it in a glass frame. Hang that bitch up. This is Rich Phil's art, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? This is like having Basquiat. But yeah, Ice Cube went political. Ice Cube went political. When Ice Cube went political, that was a major shift for people such as myself, who I was subjected to gangster rap, but I always had a political thing going on, and I wanted my artists to be political. So when Ice Cube went like street politics and he went political when he came to New York, this was me paying homage to him, and I used to listen to his music and draw. And that would bring out my consciousness. You know what I'm saying? That's how we did consciousness back then. The music had a greater impact than it has right now. It has a great impact, but it didn't have I promise you, the hip hop had a bigger impact before Biggie and Pac got killed. Facts. It was more religious than it is now. Now this one is not that hard to figure out. It's kind of a giveaway. Whoever figures that out, this one right here is the Great Bank Robberies. And this is a whole series for Black Calvin, right? Who's a bank robber. You know what I'm talking about? He grew up, he started robbing trains and then he started robbing banks. But he's literally, when I started reading about the Black Gorilla family and Assata Shakur and all of them, this is who I gravitated to. Okay? Everybody's saying Biggie. Everybody's saying give me the loot. It was, give me the loot was the reference point, but it was Onyx. So Jazzy, that's you. That's yours, Onyx. You figured it. I was listening to Onyx, right? Onyx comes before Biggie, but you know, Biggie was more believable, of course, but Onyx was the ones that got me with the whole throw your guns in the air and shit like that. And Biggie gave me the whole train robbery, and then it turned into the bank robberies. But they were robbing the banks for the revolution. Like heat. It was like heat. Right? Okay. Now, this is the last one. Right? This was when I started drawing like I started doing the X-Men style. Right? I started doing the X-Men style. So this comic book right here that I created was about two undercover cops because I used to be into Miami Vice. So these are some Miami Vice undercover police ass niggas who every episode they almost get killed. You know what I'm talking about? Their cover always gets blown and whatnot. So this is who was I listening to when I was drawing this? Who was I listening to? I want to know. Yeah, somebody said New York Undercover. That was around the time of New York Undercover, probably. But I love Tubbs and Crockett. 187 on an undercover cop. Yes, I do have 187 on an undercover cop pictures and whatnot. All right, the MF Guard, you got it. It was Black Cop. But the 187 on an undercover cop from Dr. Dre, that is I have pictures for that though. We started killing cops early in our career. This came a little bit later. We got cop killer shit a little bit earlier that I was listening to. I will show you that picture one day. But this one specifically was Black Cop. That was that. That was my Jamaican Flatbush days. Okay, so the next giveaway, and congratulations to all of the winners. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all are very, y'all woke up. with the shits. Okay, so this is a medium. This is a sweatshirt, right? This is for my KT aliens and whatnot. Okay, this is for my KT aliens. Okay, it's a nice sweatshirt, very good material, good cotton. You know, I'm big on the good cotton, thick cotton. You know, I'm talking about thick cotton. You know, it got the good ribbed and whatnot, or the ribbed. You know, look at the collar. The collar is a good rib collar, you know. Damn, what's the question I could give them? Help me out. This would be a trivia question to see how many people are studious in the realms of studying. What year was the case that Dr. Sebi beat the Supreme Court? What year did Dr. Sebi and Mama Pill make history and basically stand on, you know, this thing about curing AIDS? Blue, you still there? Let me know if Blue is in the audience. Some of y'all are getting it right. It wasn't the 90s. Giuliani was still the Attorney General. It was a Giuliani job too. I don't know if y'all know that or not. But Giuliani was, give him the year, Blue. He was still in the field of law, you know what I mean? Railroading people and being a criminal that he is before he illegally took City Hall. Okay? But y'all are definitely on point with it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been studying, and that's a good thing. That is a good thing. You know what I mean? Because y'all are really, everybody is basically within the realms of when it happened. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to all of the people that are participating tonight. And, you know, y'all are going to get a... You said you wanted to be a defense attorney on that? That's what's up. That's what's up. You might get your chance to take the United States government to court very soon, because it ain't over. You know what I mean? It ain't over. Especially when it comes to the what the Jabberwocky has done to people. You know what I mean? Once we're able to break through that whatever that paperwork, because there's a loophole in there somewhere. Whenever a chink in that paperwork begins to show and we could get a way in, we're going to need some lawyers to bust them up. You know what I mean? We're going to need some lawyers to break up Big Pharma and all. We need to break that shit into a million pieces based off of what they did to people's nanas and they grannies and they go-go's and they all of that. You know what I mean? So Blue Pill said that City Seal, you won it. Yay! City Seal, you won it. Congrats to that. You won it. This is all you. You're going to be dripping in the finest. You know what I'm talking about? You're going to be dripping in the finest. All right. The last giveaway. This is a size extra large. This is an extra large. Now, this is KTL University. Okay? This is KTL University. And this is paying homage to the powerful lectures that me and Blue Pill have put out over the years and whatnot. We talking about classics, pillar prophecies, you know, lectures that are going to go down in history as, you know, just legendary, like straight classics. Question that I would have for the fam for this piece of quote unquote This article, what was the year of Red and Blue Pill's first lecture? Our first professional lecture, what year was it? You're going to do pillar trivia one day. You know how they got black trivia? What was the year of me and Blue Pill's first lecture in the community as together? Calm down. Calm down. Saint Lyric, what up, my guy? What's good with you? Y'all giving me a lot of credit. They giving me the throwback years. They get 01. Shit, wait till you hear what I was doing in 01. I wish I was doing lectures in 01 and 03. You know what I'm talking about? I was watching DVDs with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I was in the audience, my nigga. East 49. I was in the audience with y'all. You know? I knew the master teachers, and I was in the audience not eating right. And I was just in the audience daydreaming about being on the stage one day. Like I was in the audience envisioning myself up there. That's what I was doing. And it was all a dream. You know what I mean? It was all a dream. And then that dream came true. And then it felt surreal. Alright. See. Damn, my nigga City CL. You on the roll tonight. 2009. There you go. 2009. And the name of the lecture was the Blueprint 322, featuring Red Pill, Blue Pill, A.A. Rashid, Noble and Pooh. And was it anybody else? I think that was it. That was in Brooklyn. We did it in Brooklyn, in Fort Greene, and that went viral. They turned that into, Black Dot. How can I forget? I knew it was a legend. I'm sorry. Actually, Black Dot is the headliner, right? The Black Dot, the legend, and he set up a lecture for A.A. Rashid, me and Blue, and Noble and Pooh, and that was our first big stage right there. And we made a classic that they turned into Jay-Z Exposed. If anybody ever saw Jay-Z Exposed, and on the cover, it was like an iced out skull and whatnot, and they used to sell it in the DVD spots. That was Blueprint 322. They just changed the title. That was our first lecture. And it's a classic. You know what I mean? Oh, you got both shirts? Damn, you a legend. Look, today you must have been born like, this must be your nativity day or something. You from Bethlehem or something? How you want an artwork and two shirts, my nigga? What's going on with you? I need to bring you to Vegas with me if your hand is hot like that, bro. We need to bring you to a little baby dice game. You know? Oh, you said you got the... Yeah, they broke the DVD up in 3 parts. I never seen the whole thing. You from Bedford-Stuyvesant? Blessings. Yeah, you a dice... You shoot CeeLo. Your hand is hot. You know what I mean? Niggas from Bed-Stuy is natural dice game players. Like, that's why you keep winning. You're probably in the gambling spot right now watching this shit. You know what I'm talking about? Rolling up a frontal and whatnot. Just winning shit. I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm talking about? You know? But yeah, man, it was a surreal day, you know, like we had pointed out. I don't remember any other time in history where they didn't celebrate Christmas in Bethlehem. You know, in Bethlehem. Oh, how can I forget? Now we gotta. Now we gotta get real.
Break it through the roof. And when we press that button, then I tell the money rich. And the money started going. Huh. You see my name 3 times. And money disappeared.
Yo, Kwanzaa's here.
I could do magic.
If you're in Atlanta, we're doing Kwanzaa. We getting ready for Kwanzaa. We get stacking up our inventory. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to be at Kwanzaa at New Black Wall Street for a few days and whatnot. Come and shop with us. Come and get some merch. You know what I'm talking about? Come and get some merch. Shout out to Queen of Four in the building. Salute. Greetings, love and light. So yes, star status. We will be celebrating Kwanzaa with the family. And I need everybody to have at least some artwork on their wall. Rich Phil artwork. And also Rich Pablo, because Rich Pablo has some of the finest artwork that I've ever laid eyes on. And then we definitely have to all have I Could Do Magic. Queen of Four, we have one for you. We have 2 for you, as a matter of fact, the white and the black. Okay, you know what I mean, because you've been doing magic for our people ever since they met you. And the form of magic that you do is you resurrect people, because I personally was resurrected by Queen of Four. I believe it was the year 2014. Don't judge me. I was going through it. I showed up to a doorstep, aka half dead, and I was resurrected. So I could do magic, you know? And that's the power of the village. That's the power of the collective. And that is why I do celebrate the principles of Kwanzaa, irregardless of any type of personal bias or whatever as to the story that goes with it, right? The experience that I've had over the years, from when my mother would take us to Kwanzaa celebrations all the way up until last year when I stepped into the building. Beautiful experience. I love the babies and their African attire and whatnot. You know, we tapped in. So we'll be there for that. Yeah, I don't know if that's I think we might have to be wrapping it up. You know, I don't want to keep everybody for too long. All of the winners, please hit me up on the inbox, on DM and whatnot. We are going to make sure that you guys get your gifts. And I feel very good about that. At least I was able to come through tonight and make some people's day. You know what I mean? That's my way of giving back. That's my way of celebrating, you know, the people on the timeline who I don't get the opportunity to meet. Y'all get to meet me. I don't get to meet y'all. We got to fix that. You know what I mean? But, you know, we get to make things right. So that's all that matters at the end of the day in this crazy ass world where on a alleged holiday where the Christ was supposed to be born, they're literally bombing children. I mean, if we can't see the immediate need for a reset, if we can't see the impeding dangers that are present, clear and present danger, then I don't know. I would say that we were being conditioned to be desensitized. I would say that we are being conditioned to be dehumanized. I would say that we are being conditioned, we're being groomed, and we're being programmed to accept barbarity and its quote-unquote finest expressions these days, where we're normalizing a group of people who are literally genociding women, children, and men, right? Whilst smiling at you and telling you they're doing it with their left hand while trying to have you shake their right hand. And what I'm saying is I'm willing to give up a lot to not do that, bro. Now, I'm willing to do a lot to resist that. I'm willing to do a lot to be like, nah, I ain't going for it. Because that's the same people that was jabbing you a year ago, and that's the same people that was doing all kind of stuff, and I ain't going for it. So being that we not going for it, it's not enough to just say I ain't going for it. Because not going for it, they want to smoke. They like, oh, you ain't going for it? Well, we're going to shut down your account. We're going to do this. We're going to block you. We're going to do all of this. So they want to smoke. So it's imperative. It's imperative that we back each other up. You see how the rebels in Yemen is holding down the brothers on the Gaza Strip? You know what I mean? Like, they like, fuck that. You ride, you know, you got beef with them, you got beef with us. You know? We gotta work together. We gotta see the severity of what's taking place. We can't treat what one person is going through and equate it with what another person is going through. Because if Sean King if everybody is ringing the alarm on the Sean King thing, then where's the alarm for the people that's doing more than what Sean King is doing, and they being attacked, and they being censored, and they being deplatformed, and they getting shit terminated? Where's the outcry? Where's the fucking care? You don't talk about, like, you know, it just goes back to priorities. But it is what it is. It's just it's one of those telltale signs about where it is, where, you know, you just get you get a clear picture about where you are in this shit and what you mean to your own. So it's clear. It's clear. But with that being said, man, I'm out of here. You know what I'm talking about? I'm out of here. We will reconvene. We have a lecture with Ross Ben coming up on Thursday, dealing with prophecy, dealing with research, dealing with we have slides. We have a presentation put together. Blue pill, red pill, Ross Ben. I have the flyer up, hopefully, inshallah, by tonight. Okay. You know, make sure all of my Patreons, if you part of the Rainbow Opal tier and you go up, you have access to it. For those who don't have access to it, the link is in the bio for the Patreon. Just sign up to the Patreon underneath the Rainbow Opal, and you'll have access not only to Ross Ben's lecture, but you'll have access to the Patreon for a whole month. And we do a lot of stuff. We have a lot of things going on. January 1st in Atlanta, in the ATL, we're bringing back Melanin Mondays and Real Life Podcasts in the West End this time. 640 Evans Street, where we started out in 2020. We're bringing it back to the YG Urban Cafe, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday, January 1st. We kicking this bitch all the way off. Okay? Special guests to be announced. All right? We might, and then the next Monday we have Brother Rich, aka Father Rich, aka Black Magic, doing the we're gonna be listening to Holy Ghost 3, and I'm gonna be interviewing him for Melanin Mondays podcast. So y'all make sure if you in Atlanta, y'all bring yourselves over to 640 Evans Street. We got food on deck. Chef Pablo in the building. We got athletics in the building. We're going to have all of this merch, all of that artwork. You know, whatever you need, we got it. We got it. We got it. I'm talking about. We got it. So, you know, make sure y'all pull up. We'll get some promotions out there and remind y'all that if you're a vendor too, we got about 3 slots for the vendors. If you're a fly vendors only, please. Not to take anything away from all vendors are fly, but I want a vendor that nobody's seen before. I want a vendor that, you know, you just put together some fly ass shit and you want to debut it and you want to pop out. I'm looking for that. So I need to be introduced to some new vendors. You know, all of the people in the West End, start saving up from now. It's $22 at the door. You know, start saving up from now. You know what I'm saying? But I need y'all in the building. You know what I mean? Pull up. It's going to be a movie. Shout out to Julius. Shout out to Nia. Congratulations on a new seed. They star seed that was just born. Salute. And congratulations. For everybody that's out there celebrating life and whatnot, congratulations. For everybody that had a powerful year, y'all celebrating that, salute to you. For everybody that went through tragedy, turmoil, and got tested, welcome to the club. You know what I mean? Salute to you. Whoever's grieving and whatnot, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going through their own thing right now. We are all going through the dark night of the soul. We are all being tested. This is a retrograde. Keep that in mind. We are all being run through the mill. We are all going through what is known as the growing pains of the Great Reset. So we all crying like Cardi B sometimes. We all going through it. You know what I'm talking about? But what don't kill you only make you stronger. You know? I can't smoke with y'all. What only kill you make you stronger. So people is getting stronger for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that are not are just tapping out. You know what I'm talking about? Shit happens. You know? Those that are not, it's a marathon. Some people don't have the legs to keep this shit going. So it is what it is. But, yes. Man have to go smoke, man. You know what I'm talking about? Rest in peace to that deer from last night. After we hit a reindeer. On the way to go see Lizzie. So, I'll catch up with y'all. Love and light. Peace. All right?